Welcome to this class on understanding the concepts of geography. Now, before we start with understanding what is geography, what is human geography, I have few simple questions for you. First of all, do you enjoy going to beaches? I think you would definitely say yes, I enjoy. If I ask, do you enjoy going to national park? Our response would be yes, I do enjoy. But if I ask you, do you enjoy studying geography? Some of you might say, yes, we enjoy. Some of you might say, it's okay, it's a part of coursework, so I have to study it. So now, why do you consider geography as a subject and not as something what you are viewing in your real world? Going to beach, looking out for a national park, it's all about geography. Now my next question comes to you is, what do you understand by what does geographers do? When I graduated, a lot of people asked me, "You graduated as a geographer, so what will you do? Do you design maps? Columbus already discovered America. Now, what are you going to discover?" So these are few of the questions that a lot of people ask, considering you as a geographer. Now, if you are a real geographer, you know what is the meaning of geography, you'll be able to answer these simple questions. Geography nowadays is applied not only to the basic concepts of drawing maps or understanding the discoveries or the inventions. It's all about what you see in your surrounding, how you behave in your atmosphere, your all the light that is coming in, all the winds that are blowing, all the food that you are consuming, everything in whole is related to geography or geographical aspect. So a lot of people consider this question as, how was world discovered? Human being discovered the world. And when you try to discover the world, what you are trying to do, you are trying to interact with your natural surroundings, and that is what is a broad definition for what is human geography. If we go by words, geography is made up of two words, geos and graphis, and that means describing the phenomena on Earth. So any phenomena that happens on Earth is considered as a part of geography. So under geography, what we try to do is we try to understand the spatial location or the spatial aspect of any behavior. So we understand how the things happen, why things happen, and how can we observe them in a day-to-day phenomena. Now there are two basic terms I would like to clarify on: spatial and temporal. Spatial implies the space or location, and there is another term which is temporal. So temporal implies time. So whenever we are talking about a chronological order, that is time, it talks about history. And whenever we are talking about location or space or spatial aspect, we are talking about geography. So these are the two branches of social sciences that are demarcated by these two terms in a very broad phenomena, that is spatial and temporal. Now let's understand some of the major contributions of the geographers. Aristotle was the first geographer who was considered to explain that Earth is spherical in shape. Then came Eratosthenes. He gave the Earth he coined the word geography, and he gave that the Earth is he calculated the circumference for the Earth. Then you have the geographers that did a lot of work on the basics of fundamentals of geography. Like Ptolemy gave the concept of latitude and longitude. Then you have Humboldt and Reader. They had two different approaches. Humboldt worked on the book which was known as Cosmos, and he talked about geography and natural science. Then you have Reader, who followed a holistic approach towards development. So whenever we talk about geography, we consider whatever is happening around us in the space is geography. So it can be a process, it can be a relation, it can be an approach, it can be a human behavior in a space, and it can be considered as a scientific aspect of what we are doing around. So in the busy life we see, we have all the means of communication, transportation, agriculture, then you have forests or residential apartments, all come under what is known as the broad concept of geography. Now geography, since it's so broad, we say a geographer is technically master of jack of all trades. So basically, I'm trying to understand all the subjects, but some people interestingly say you are master of none because geography is technically a branch which implies information from all the sciences and social sciences phenomena. So you have geology coming in, climatology coming in, then you have from social sciences you have concepts from history, geography, health sciences. All these lead to the concept of geography. Now, when we explain geography, we classify it into physical geography and human geography. Physical geography is the aspect which describes Earth. Human geography or cultural geography is the one which describes the interaction of human beings with the concept of geography. So, human geography technically relates to all the cultural aspects, interaction of human with environment, and it explains a continuous movement. So there are three things we must know. That is how human impacts the nature, how nature impacts the human beings, and what is our perception towards the environment. So the main proponent of human geography was Carl Saucer, and he explained that cultures develop because of landscape, which is a geographical unit. So when we are trying to understand culture, we must know every landscape has a different culture. The culture in America would be different from a culture in India. A culture in India would be different from culture in Africa. So each cultural aspect develops from the landscape. When we consider human geography as itself a branch, there are various things that come under the concept of human geography. Whenever a human being is interacting with its environment, what all kind of geographies can come up? There can be urban geography, there can be political geography. Since human beings are part of nature, you have population geography, you have social and cultural geography, you have the industrial aspects, agricultural aspects, settlement aspects, historical aspects. So these are the various branches of geography that are included under human geography. Now we talk about themes of geography. This is a very important concept that you must understand. I will try to explain you this concept with help of a simple example. Consider I am living in the city of Portland in Oregon, okay, and that city is around 40 miles from the beach area. So this is the beach area, and this is the city of Portland, and I am located 40 miles from this beach area. The most popular city at the beach is supposedly Cannon Beach. I'm talking about the state of Oregon in US. Now, I'm trying to explain you the 5 themes of geography. The first theme is the location. Where am I located? The answer would be I'm located at Portland. So this is one of my locations. Where am I planning to go? To Cannon Beach. That is another location. Now location, that is the first aspect, can be of two types, absolute and relative. Under absolute location, I consider 1401 Carnaby Way is my address. Okay, so that is what is the absolute location. Now, from that absolute location, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to go 40 miles from my home to reach the beach. So I'm saying 40 miles from my home would be the beach. That means this 40 miles from my home is the relative location of the beach, because I'm not saying absolutely what is the exact address I would be going or what is the exact latitude or longitude I would be reaching. So this is first aspect, location. The 5 themes of geography, first theme. Second is movement. Movement is when I am going from one city to another or one place to another, I am moving. So that is the second theme. Third theme is place. Which place I am going? The place is Cannon Beach. Fourth is human environment interaction. So human environment interaction can be I'm moving from an area which is a highly populated metropolitan area to an area which has beautiful beaches, big trees, a very good scenery. So I'm basically trying to interact to the environment. I'm showing my views whether I like that environment or not. And finally is the region. Now region again can be of three types: formal region, functional region, and perceptual region. Formal region is the real region where you live. For example, I live in the state of Oregon, so that's a kind of formal region. Functional region is based on the function. For example, this is the beach area. So I can say this is a kind of tourism. This economy deals mainly with tourism. So the main function at the beach side is tourism and recreation. So that is the functional approach. And what is the perceptual approach? What is the main perception of the people who come to Cannon Beach? They might consider it as a windy beach or a kind of hilly beach where there are good hills around. So that's the perception of the people. So there is a minor difference. So function is based on the major economic aspect, the major road line, the major railway line, or something like that. And then you have the perceptual aspect. So these are the 5 themes that we talk about in geography. So I'll just go through each of these. So first is location. As we discussed, there is the concept of absolute and relative. So we consider this in terms of latitude, longitude, the situation, direction, and distance. Now here are good examples. If I say my house is your house is 3 houses down the street from mine, that means I am giving a relative location of your house. Okay, if I say my house is located at 123 Main Street, that means it's an absolute location. So here, these two, the last two govern the absolute location, and the remaining 3 across the church, in front of the bank, or 3 houses down the lane from my house is a kind of relative location where I am trying to relate one figure to another figure. Then we talk about human environment interaction. As we already discussed, we talk about the food chains, food webs, pollution, environment, natural resources, beaches, the natural surroundings. We try to evaluate and analyze those. Region, as we said, the synthesis and application is very important. It will explain us how things grow and change. So here are the type of regions that I have mentioned. So India and Texas are a kind of formal region because you have definite boundaries. Okay. The next is Amazon River Basin affected by the river. Corn Belt of US known for the corn production, and then I-80 corridor known for the highway. These are all based on the functions. So these are the functional regions. Then I have Chinatown in every city and the Midwest region of the country or the Midwest of the world. So these two are kind of perceptual region where I try to find a mindset. Now places. Places is anything that you like to explain. For example, Yellowstone National Park, Moy Island at Hawaii. So you can describe those, you can compare and contrast these two areas. So this is what is places, how it look like, how is it different from other phenomena. Then as we talked about movement, the movement can be due to globalization, migration, coming in of people, going out of people, diffusion or spreading of any species or people. So you can explain that and predict that. Now there is a very simple question for this section. Sometimes people have to move to new places in search of good job. Which theme does this situation represent? The simple answer is this theme represents a situation of movement since people are moving from one place to another in search of good job. Now we will consider the next important section in geography, the 4 traditions of geography given by William D. Pattison. The 4 traditions are spatial or locational tradition, area or regional tradition, man-land or human environment tradition, and finally earth science traditions. Now let's understand each of these one by one. Under spatial or location tradition, what we'll try to do is understand the boundaries of the region, the movement within the boundaries, the methods of transportation, application of computerized mapping and GIS, various theories that are related to space and location, and the distribution of people around in the area. The area studies talks about various regions, the regions of the world, the international trends, methods of communication within the region. You can define it by various means. So there can be various approaches to define the area studies. Then you have interaction of man and environment. So as I previously discussed, you have impact of human on nature. Then you have impact of nature on human beings. Then you have natural hazards. There is the concept of environmentalism, perception, and related phenomena. Finally, you have earth science tradition where you try to understand the land around you, the air around you. So you have the concept of lithosphere, hydrosphere, and atmosphere. All these three, wherever they combine, they form the area of biosphere. So you try to understand the interaction of land, water, and air. Then this branches is spread to geology, geomorphology, meteorology, and all other aspects of physical geography. So in this class, we basically discussed the concept of geography, human geography, and physical geography. This was a very fundamental class, mainly aimed at the students of school level students, where you can understand the various phenomena that are happening around us and why they are a part of geography and what do we do as a geographer. Hope you find this class useful. Stay tuned with us for the next classes in geography. In the next coming classes, we will be talking about coordinate systems. Then we will be understanding the concepts of mapping, the important aspects of mapping and map projections. Have a good day.